The running back position is becoming less and less valuable in today's NFL, and we hear about it more and more each offseason. Running backs continue to fall in the draft, and they're not getting paid the money they deserve in free agency. The 2024 NFL Draft has a few guys at the top who I think are pretty solid, but there is not a clear-cut number one running back in this class for me. One of the guys that I really like is Florida State running back Trey Benson, a guy who has been very productive for the Seminoles offense and has shown the ability to do a little bit of everything, but how high does he end up going? That is what I will be discussing in today's video. But hey guys, if you guys enjoy these videos, I have been doing a ton of these prospect spotlights over the last few days, so if you enjoy, consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss out on a video. And without further ado, let's get into it. Trey Benson started his collegiate career at Oregon, but he did not receive much playing time, and he decided to transfer all the way across the country to play for Florida State. In 2022, he had 154 carries for 990 yards and 9 touchdowns on the year, and immediately was on a lot of people's radars for the 2024 NFL Draft. In 2023, he did not disappoint, and his numbers were nearly identical as he had 156 carries for 905 yards, but had 14 touchdowns on the year and was a big part of the Florida State offense once Jordan Travis went down, and this is a guy who a lot of people think could be the first running back off the board. Benson has awesome size for the running back position. He is not a small, barreling back, but he is a strong, physical back who moves very fluidly due to his size. Benson is 6'1", 223 pounds, and while he moves with a lot of power and has a lot of really solid moves that he can utilize, he has some sick jump cuts, jukes, and he's able to fake people out, and he's able to just run over them. And I like how he has two dueling aspects of his game that make him really hard to bring down. Benson has really solid vision and is a patient runner. He isn't a straight line runner like some guys, but he is patient and he waits for the holes to open up. When they do, he has elite burst and he hits those holes with anticipation and power, and if he can hit it, there's a chance he could be gone. His initial burst is one of the best parts of his game, and it makes him a very intriguing prospect for this draft class. Benson is also really good at fighting through contact. He has great balance, great footwork, and he is able to stay upright even after getting hit. He is constantly fighting for extra yardage and trying to earn more yards and fight for the first down, which I absolutely love to see from my running backs. Benson does have a couple of areas I want to see improve. He is not a burner down the field, and his long speed can be a bit suspect from time to time. I'm not saying it's bad. However, he does slow down pretty substantially as he moves down the field, and I wish he had that extra part to his game and he was able to continue to keep his foot on the gas throughout the entire run. And if he had that, I think he would be my clear-cut RB1, but he doesn't, and that is something that I'm going to be monitoring when he tests out at the combine. Benson also isn't a great receiving back. He did get more opportunity to catch balls as the season went on in 2023, but it isn't one of his strengths. He is often sat on obvious passing downs because not only is he not a great receiver, but he isn't the best blocking running back either, which are both areas that can improve. Neither of these areas I'm going to say he's bad in, because he's okay, but he just needs to be given more opportunity to do it because he just wasn't put on the field in these situations for Florida State, and we didn't get to see it enough. I think he could be really good as a receiver and a blocker, we just haven't seen it consistently from him. This running back class is so jam-packed that I have 4 guys right at the top that are 1A, B, C, and D, and Benson is right up there with them. He is my running back 2, or my 1B if you will. Receiving and blocking are such important aspects for a back that if he doesn't have that, he does move down a little bit. He is my number 64 overall player in the class. Benson is extremely scheme versatile. We saw him used more as a receiving back in 2023, and he showed some promise, having 227 yards and a touchdown. Like I said, I think he can be a good receiving back if he is given the opportunity, and I think he can play just about anywhere on the field for you in the NFL. I think he can be a number 1 running back in the NFL. My player comparison for Trey Benson is Joe Mixon. On the field, of course. Mixon and Benson are both bigger backs who fight through contact really well. Mixon, we forget how quick he was his early years in Cincinnati. He has gotten slower as time has gone on, but I think Benson has a bit more finesse. He's got more jukes and spins and jump cuts in his arsenal than what Mixon does, but he has that powerful and that burst that Joe Mixon has as well. I think Benson could be that level good at the next level, and we could see him be similar to what Joe Mixon has been over the last 5 or 6 years for the Bengals. Trey Benson is a bad man. He can run you over, and he can put you on skates, and he has a ton of upside. He may go later than he should simply because he's a running back, but I think Trey Benson will be a 3rd round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft.